Hello guys and welcome back to another video. This is 7boy333 with my dad, Ilya.
Also known as Daddy-O.
And today we're going to be guiding you through a step-by-step tutorial of multiple bacon or multiplication, whatever.
Multiple bacon?
Yeah, we just love multiple bacon.
I'm getting hungry.
So, multiplication. What is it? Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm blind. It's okay. I'm okay. I'm going to live.
No, you're not. So multiple bacon, what is it? So multiplication is basically a more simpler and faster way to do addition, which I covered in a video before. Check that out, link in the description below. Yeah. So basically it's like, say if you have, like if you're hosting a birthday party with 4 friends, so there's 4 kids, and you want to have some popsicles for the party, and each kid, well, you don't want to get just one, so each kid wants 2 popsicles, and there's 4 kids.
It's a very intimate gathering
Yeah.
because, now we're living COVID times and the group can't get too large, so there's 4 kids. Okay,
Yeah.
4 kids, 2 popsicles each. Continue.
Well, what's the math problem? So you can just...
The math problem is how do you keep this board up without it falling down? Okay,
So,
we're ready.
So basically, you have to just add all of them together. So there's 2 for each of them. So 2, and then 4 2s. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, right here. But more simpler way to do that is 4 times 2, or 2 times 4. There's things that.
So basically what you're saying is using multiplication is just basically writing an addition problem in a different way.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kind of.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, let's do another example.
Whoa. I want to know what the answer is. You can't just leave a question on the board and not answer it. What's 4 times 2?
So 4 times 2, or 2 times 4, same exact thing, is you would just do 2 4s, or 4 2s. And a faster way is just 2 4s. So 2 times 4. 2 4s is just 4 plus 4, 8. Boom!
Or it's 2 plus 2. Oh, no. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. So that's 8.
Oh, dang it.
Or-
I need to find mine.
Or you could actually count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Which is kind of the
So
slow way to do it.
Basically 8 popsicles. All right.
Pretty much.
That's the end of the simple example.
But...
All right, what are we going to talk about next?
So, another example for this is, so back to your party, your birthday party.
Not my birthday party, your birthday party. Okay.
Oh, your birthday party. And, so word got around that you were hosting a birthday party with yummy popsicles, so some more people wanted to come around. And so now there's 10 people at the birthday party. So now we can have a proper party. Yeah, 10 people. And each person came to the party like super duper duper hungry. So they're all demanding 4 slices each for some reason.
Those animals.
Yeah. So this represents all 10 people.
Yep,
and
so yeah.
4 for each person. So 4 for 1, 4 for 2, so on and so forth. But a super easy way to write this in multiplication is, so you count up these, there's 10 4s, so it would be 4 times 10, or same thing as 10 times 4. And to do that, you just have to do 4 10s, you add those together, you get 40.
Yeah, so if you
4
added
times
all
10
of those
is 40.
4s together, you would get 40.
So, yeah, basically that's what you would do to get, so you're figuring out how many slices you need to get for them. So you have to get 40 slices.
All right.
Nice.
Easy peasy. That's a lot of numbers on this board. What do all these numbers mean?
Actually, that's called a multiplication.
Scared me.
Actually, that's called a multiplication table. And a multiplication table is a much easier way for you to memorize, well, single digit multiplication. Like, for example, 9 times 9. And you can just find that on the multiplication table. So you have 9, and then you go 9 over here, match it up, 81. 9 times 9 is 81. And the way you can easily do this at home is you get like a whiteboard or paper or something like that, and then you just draw like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 10, and then 1 to 10, and then you just do numbers, so counting by ones, counting by twos, then counting by threes, and so on and so forth.
And actually, you could do the multiplication yourself to practice. So basically, 3 times 1, 3, 3 times 2, 6, and so on, and you fill in all the squares. If you don't want to do that, you could also create flashcards where on one side you have, like, let's say 3 times 4, and then on the opposite side is the answer, or 12.
And this is kind of a sponsor, even though I'm not getting any money. Sad.
Time to make some Benjamins, dude.
Yeah. And our sponsor, not really sponsor anyway, is Quizlet, where you can make your own flashcards and tests and stuff like that. And also learn other stuff.
I'm wondering how he knows about Quizlet, but that's another story.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Quizlet is a very nice platform where you can like learn tons of other stuff with flashcards, which we were just discussing.
Or you could just buy cardboard pieces of paper and write and a pen or a pencil and just write your own flashcards.
And the best thing about Quizlet is it's free. Well,
I think Seva might have a part-time job working at Quizlet. I don't know. You're deep in their pockets. So, okay. All right. So, is there anything else you want to tell them
about Quizlet? Link in the description below. Yeah.
Anything else you want to tell them about this multiplication table?
So pretty much, you can make it at home, anywhere. Helps you do multiplication. And if you don't memorize all of your multiplication table, I mean, it's kind of hard to memorize all of them. Like, it takes
practice.
Yeah, it takes practice. It looks really hard, but when you practice for like a month or 3 or a year, it ends up being like
easy as 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, or maybe 10.
Cool.
And yeah, it's really hard to learn your multiplication one digit numbers without memorizing the multiplication table. Because, well,
it's kind of like
you have to memorize it.
It's kind of like learning to read without knowing the alphabet.
Yeah.
This is like a good building block that allows you to multiply much more complicated numbers, which we're going to go over in a few seconds.
Didn't know. So yeah. So back to the birthday party. What's a birthday party? What's a good birthday party without a cake? And what's the main ingredient in cake and most goods? And stuff like that. Eggs. And other stuff, of course. Don't forget the wheat and stuff.
Interesting thing to note. Seva's mom, my wife, Sasha, loves eggs. That's a sidebar. Anyhow, let's talk about cakes.
Yeah, cakes, not moms and eggs. So we're going to be talking about making the eggs, of using the eggs for the cakes. So let's say you want to count how many eggs you're going to get or whatever. And so you have 4 dozen eggs, or just 4 kinds of eggs, and a dozen equals 12. You might already know that already. So how many eggs do you have in total? And to do that, you would do 12 times 4, which looks like this. So this is how you normally multiply numbers, like bigger numbers. And to do this, you have to multiply the one all the way to the right. So 4 times 2. So this times this. 4 times 2 is 8. And then you do 4 times 1. So this number times that number. 4. So 12 times 4 is 48.
So you have a total of 48 eggs.
Or you could just look that up in your multiplication table, explained in the section before.
But the so basically, without knowing the multiplication table, it would have been harder to do.
It would have been really hard.
Like the 4 times 2. So that's why it's important to know the multiplication table before you do more complex.
Well, I think you'd probably know 4 times 2 without the multiplication.
Sure, but
yeah,
you know what we mean.
You know what you mean.
Anyhow, should we talk about a more complicated example? Yeah. I got a good example. How about, you have basketball players.
Yeah.
Right? And let's
say Michael Jordan.
who's the best basketball player of all time.
Yeah. Check out the documentary about him.
The Last Dance.
Yeah.
2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs
Yeah.
up. 2 big thumbs up. I don't know why I did this.
And we might put a link in the description, maybe.
There's a lot of links that are going to be in this description, but okay.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so imagine you have a player that averages 24 points
Download Quizlet.
per game. Now, how many games are there in a basketball season? He probably doesn't know this, but I looked it up before we made this video.
Why?
And it's 82 games.
Just kidding.
Hey, it's good to be a geek. All right?
Yeah.
So if you wanted to know, well, what's the total number of points that this player scored? This is actually
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, this is actually this number would be way higher for Michael Jordan.
Definitely. Probably
But-
like 72.
Yeah. So the best way to figure out what the total number of points that this basketball player scored in a season is to do a multiplication. But this one is harder than what we've done in the past. 24 points multiplied by 82 games. And I'll let you take it from here because you're the multiplication king. Go ahead.
Oh, Jesus, I got expo markers. So, you do what you normally do. This number times this number, 2 times 4. 8.
Good.
But then you do this number times that number, so 2 times 2, which is
4.
So you put 4 in the number to the left.
Yeah.
And then, but now you move on to the number right to the left on the bottom, which is 8. And then you start over again. So you do like 8 times 4. So 8 times 4. But it's something really weird that you do in multiplication. When you're starting a new number to the left, so 8 times 4 would normally be 32, but when you're starting a new number to the left, it's like you do the numbers here instead of here.
Yeah, you don't start here. You imagine that, like, let's say there's a 0 here. And instead, the 8 times, and now you start multiplying. So 8 times 4, 32. But you don't write 32. You write the 2 down, and then you carry a 3, which we put a 3 in the circle there. And now, what do you do to the...
You put the... So, and then you... So, well, basically, you just move on to the next one. So 8 times 2 is 16. But you add 3, or the number in the bubble, to that. So 16 plus 3 is 19. And at the end of it, when you're multiplying the last two numbers...
You actually write it out.
Yeah, you don't carry it. You just write it out.
So 16 plus 3 is 19.
So, and then, at the end of multiplication problems, you add all of the numbers together. So, 8, 4 plus 2,
6, 9.
9, 1.
So the answer is...
1,962!
Not 62, 68. 1,968 points scored in the season of basketball. We did it.
By my
Prepare
the platform
for the final match.
Beast
mode! All
How am I
right.
supposed to beat this problem? Or do you...
You can
this
do it.
problem?
I believe in you.
I shall summon a flaming fireball of knowledge
Oh!
and destroy this math problem.
Okay, we're getting carried away a little bit. But all right.
So
Let's do it.
first, you do the right digit. So 5 times 2, 10. But when you have a number that's 10 or over 10, you have to take the rightmost digit,
0.
the 0, and it stays there. But to the digit to the left, you actually have to carry that over to the next number over.
Yeah, so when you multiply the 5 times 2, then after that, you got to multiply by the 3 and then by the 2.
Yeah.
So now you're ready to multiply
then you do
the next.
5 times 3. And what the carrying thing does is that since it's 15, you have to add 1 to the 15, which is 16. And then you do the same thing. 6, the rightmost one is 6. And then there's 1, still right there. And then you have to go 5 times 2, which is 10. And then 10 plus 1 is 11. The rightmost digit is 1. But since there's no other numbers to carry over to, you actually have to write the full number.
Okay, so that's the first number.
Yeah.
So
Now you have to move over to the bottom left digit, which is 2, and then you do 2 times 2. But what's really weird about multiplication is instead of starting out with putting a number here, you put a number here. So 2 times 2, that's 4. But then you put a number right under the tens place instead of the ones place.
Okay.
So 2 times 2 is 4. And then you do 2 times 3, 6. 2 times 2, 4. Okay.
And we can remove these because we've already used them up. Okay.
Yeah.
And now, what's the next number that we multiply?
Well, I can just put a 0 there.
Sure, you can put a 0 there, or you can leave it blank. It's up to you. It is important, though, to make sure that these numbers are lined up, because at the end, you're going to have to add all the numbers.
Yeah.
But first, before we do that, you got to do 4.
Ouch, that kind of hurts. So 4 times 2. 4 times 2 is 8. You have to move that to the...
No.
8. So now you have to move the next number to the next one over.
Or the
so
100 space.
So,
right?
Yeah, so 8 goes way over to the 100 space.
So imagine that there's a 0 and a 0 here, okay? So yeah, so basically 4 times 2 is 8, and now continue.
So and then 4, and then you do 4 times 3, which is 12. 12 goes in here. The rightermost digit is 2. 2 goes right here. And then you carry the 1 right
above the 2, sure.
to here. And then you do 4 times 2, which is 8. You
Plus
add
1.
the digit, 8 plus 1.
9.
And then
And
that's
now-
out of the thing.
Is that a 9? That looks like a weird number.
Dad.
All right. And now add up
That's
all
even
these
weirder.
numbers.
So now you have to add up all these numbers. So 0,
0.
6 plus 4, 10. Carry it over. 1 plus 1, 2 plus 6, 8. And then 8 plus 8 is 16. 6. Carry the 1. 1 plus, that's very bad handwriting.
1 plus 1.
1 plus 1, 2. 2 plus 4, 6. 6 plus 2, 8. Even worse, 9. 9. So the answer is 98,600.
And we have completed
The
Beast Mode! Anything else you want to say, leave your audience with?
Download Quizlet.
I don't know why he's obsessed with Quizlet,
Uh,
but thank you
and
for paying
outro.
attention.